Seen too many dark nights and like the way you're living. It got me livid, the plot is vivid in the blast conditions. It's like you hopeless at the bar, get a shot to giving. Neighbors not complicit, I can't blame them though. Remember as a youngin', I rep Detroit on my favorite coat. For around the hood, the kind that was only made for snow. Mans caught me slipping, he tripping over a radio. I was running track with the homies, I didn't know what to say because I thought he was joking. Behind his back he held a gauge, he decided to show me. In the midst of broad day, all out in the open. I was only 13, but it's relevant to today. Put a price on life, but negligent in their ways. Forget a slippery slope, it's a precipice that you face. And the president set the precedent, evident by your faith. For that cream, living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with a gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens. In the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
I can still remember Kwame, only thing that he taught me. City government's busted, causing a kamikaze. Crime waves like tsunamis, they say they serving that white. Chopping bricks like karate. What's the prices for your vices? The sacrifices that you lie with every night. And sold your soul to that rock, you Jimi Hendrix when your life ends. If you ask me, man, I couldn't do it. Unity and community barely move as a unit. Unless you talking in decimals, everybody will tune in. I never moved to that music, you never see me approve it. So sorry if I'm not to that standard, I'm goody two-shoes. Pay expenses at someone's expense. Some families fiends, so how are they making they rent? Placing a bet for the rush of some luck, but it was something more like Russian roulette, and it got me upset. Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens in the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
Look, starting near the end of the 9-6. Born into the night, I've been considered a nonsense. Gotta spread my wings to stay fly for this outlet. Searching for that power, put a shock to your conscience. So watch for the caution, I ought to be honest for context. It's the rap Richie Valens. I'm pulling on these strings and then I hit you with a ballad. But I'm careful with the flow because I know we need a balance. No TJ laughing, but I'm here to bring the challenge. I came up where there's lions and tigers. Bear witness to these paws when I'm lying to strike here. Never. You either die the hero or see yourself become the villain. Seen too many dark nights and like the way you're living. It got me livid, the plot is vivid in the blast conditions. It's like you hopeless at the bar, get a shot to giving. Neighbors not complicit, I can't blame them though. Remember as a youngin', I rep Detroit on my favorite coat. For around the hood, the kind that was only made for snow. Mans caught me slipping, he tripping over a radio. I was running track with the homies, I didn't know what to say because I thought he was joking. Behind his back he held a gauge, he decided to show me. In the midst of broad day, all out in the open. I was only 13, but it's relevant to today. Put a price on life, but negligent in their ways. Forget a slippery slope, it's a precipice that you face. And the president set the precedent, evident by your faith. For that cream, living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with a gangster lean. Even though you know they go, they all it seems. What you mean, what you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangster lean. We in between those kings and queens in the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
I can still remember Kwame, only thing that he taught me. City government's busted, causing a kamikaze. Crime waves like tsunamis, they say they serving that white. Chopping bricks like karate. What's the prices for your vices? The sacrifices that you lie with every night. And sold your soul to that rock, you Jimi Hendrix when your life ends. If you ask me, man, I couldn't do it. Unity and community barely move as a unit. Unless you talking in decimals, everybody will tune in. I never moved to that music, you never see me approve it. So sorry if I'm not to that standard, I'm goody two-shoes. Pay expenses at someone's expense. Some families fiends, so how are they making they rent? Placing a bet for the rush of some luck, but it was something more like Russian roulette, and it got me upset. Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangsta lean. Even though you know they go they all it seems. What you mean? What you doing for that cream? Living in that fairy tale American dream. Kill it when you walking with that gangsta lean. We in between those kings and queens in the city of schemes.
In the city they scheme.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is the El Niño podcast. I'm Eladio Niño, and this is Real Everyday People. So, Southwest Fest. I might as well get straight to it. That was pretty much the highlight of my weekend, of my week. It was dope. A lot of great artists, local artists. Shout out to my man Southwest Hobbs, Southwest Geo, Baby Bell, my man Rico Waves, and of course Grupo Contagio. They was there taking care of their business, doing their thing. So, and shout out to Gabriel Duran, too, for putting that together. Also another talented brother that is on the rise. So if you see his name, if you see his music, if you see his picture, share, subscribe, support, all that good stuff. Even to all the painters, the creative, shout out to Juliana, man. She got some beautiful art, paintings. Check her out. She's doing her thing, very positive. But it was a great vibe, man. And if you missed it, man, you got to catch it next year, man. It's nice to see the community come together like that. I also want to ask for, prayers for my family, man. In this past year, I've lost 3 uncles, man. I lost my Uncle Ruben. I lost my Uncle David, my cousin Nita. I lost my cousin, my Uncle Ray. I lost, cousin Ophelia. Those in the neighborhood, she was an OG. Everybody knew her by Fifi, but God rest their souls. My family been going through it, man. But, on a more positive note, we got my man Bryan Ruiz in the house. What's up with you? Boy, my man. It's a man of many hats. This is the actual engineer for the El Nino podcast. We linked up. And we've been taking care of business. He started my season 3, which we're about due for a season 4 soon, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. So, tap in with that. But, Bryan, bro, I know you got so much to talk about, man. Go ahead and take all. Let them know who you are, where you from, what it is, and what it ain't.
Man, that's a very, very difficult thing to do. Describing yourself, I'm not very good at it. I'm a passionate for music. I definitely love some music. I'm part of Grupo Contagio and founder. I hate saying owner because it's a little tainted a little bit.
Hey, man, go ahead and stroke your own ego, man. Owner, CEO, founder, it's all the same thing.
Founder, rooter, main promoter, roadie. A cheerleader,
number 1 fan, everything.
Yeah, I also rent that same equipment, which you guys saw at Southwest Fest. I was actually one of the sponsors. I donated an actual service to the festival.
And you know what, bro? That was awesome. That music, everything, the performances, everything was crispy. Like, you knew what you were doing, man. It sounded like you were at a live concert.
That's all YouTube University right there, man.
I really need to start utilizing that, man, because I ask a lot of people, like, how'd you learn how to do this and do that? And my brother-in-law, he put a whole floor in his house, and I was like, damn, I didn't know you had to do this. He was like, shit, I just looked it up on YouTube.
Dude, man.
Mechanics, everything. They're like, I just looked it up on YouTube.
I work on cars, YouTube. So just straight up.
I'm just not used to it. I'm not used to, I'm used to looking at a damn dictionary and encyclopedia.
Or asking somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. That's one thing I don't like that I would always constantly run into is people always want to gatekeep information. Like they fucking own it or they came up with it, and it's
Yeah.
been out publicly.
I know I used to know mechanics that knew certain things that like all mechanics didn't know, and they didn't want
Right.
to share the wealth because they wanted to be exclusive and they wanted to make the money so they could charge more.
Right. No, that's just one thing I definitely don't like. Anything that I like to do and love to do, I don't mind sharing it, whether you think it's, giving away secrets or anything like that. You just got to share it. The more people know, the better.
Oh, yeah,
It's no way to
definitely.
know around it.
If you have a wealth of knowledge, I feel like it is your God-given right and duty to be able to distribute that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? My experience is to be shared with others,
Yeah, I mean, and I'm sure you got plenty of experience in a different realm, because everyone has their own thing. I love music and anything that revolves from playing it to being behind the scenes and, anything in between, except for dancing. I've never sang. I don't sing. That's one thing I don't do. And catch me dead if I fucking
But
sing
you're
it.
pretty good at both, man. You guys played at my mom's birthday party.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we did.
And, you guys did a great job, man. I'll tell you what. I was out there getting it in that day.
Hell yeah.
You guys
Oh,
was
yeah.
playing jam after jam. I was out
Yeah,
there
we
doing
fucking
burritos.
we did.
Had my grandson with me. I was all over the place.
We squeezed an extra song at the festival, but I don't think a lot of people noticed because we were only supposed to play 15 minutes, and we squeezed another one in there because we played them back to back to back.
Yeah, you guys did your thing, man. I like the little outfits you got, the jackets, the
Yeah.
blazers.
Those are fairly new from Amazon.
Hey, man, Amazon be getting us together, don't
Yeah,
they?
yeah.
Shit, anything you need, you just type it in on Amazon. They'll
Yeah.
tell you 10 different ways that you can get it.
Oh yeah, and from what country do you want it to? Fucking anything. But yeah, no.
So let them know, man, like a little bit about where you from, man. What part of the neighborhood did you grow up in and all that good stuff.
I was born here. Luckily, not like many people have that luxury. But I actually grew up in Marabatío del Encinal, which is a little town. It's technically a village, according to the fucking World
Sounds
Organization,
like a
right?
village. I ain't never
And
heard of
fucking,
that.
and it's 40 minutes to the closest major city in Mexico.
Okay.
So you better hope you don't need no fucking cops or fire department or anything like that, because you about to fucking
Man,
die.
It's like the wild, wild west.
Yeah, and
out
it's in
there, bro.
the middle of the mountains. I grew up there till I was 8, so I'm fluent in Spanish. But I'm a little bit of a no sabo kid, I forget it, it's practice.
It happens.
But yeah, no, it's and then I've been here ever since 2004. But yeah, and we unfortunately had to migrate because Mexico's not in the best shape, especially from where I'm from. It's known as the most dangerous state in the country. That's statistics, by the way. People don't like that anymore. But yeah, and we've been here since trying to get a foot in, first generation. That
They
ain't
live-
easy, man.
They still living like the hills have eyes.
Yeah,
and the
no,
ranchos and the mountains. and
Hell
shit.
no, bro.
They over there wrestling with badgers and shit in Mexico. That day.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I mean, that's what present day is at now. I can lamber around. I have plenty of stories. It would be a fucking 6-hour show,
Man,
But
so tell us a little bit about your parents, your mother, your father. You do music with your father,
Right.
which I think is really amazing, bro.
Yeah, a lot of people don't get that luxury either.
Yeah.
I still have a mom and a dad, and they're together,
Mhm.
which nowadays it's like it's almost a lottery in itself,
Yeah.
And then went through high through lows. My dad got me into music. He didn't force it onto me. He just just being around him. He's always
Was he like the dad on the movie Selena?
a little bit, but he didn't. But he didn't forcefully, because there's a little dark side to that too. Like the data from Selena's, like really pushy.
Oh yeah.
But
that shit was forced.
yeah. And,
But look what it did, though.
right,
You know what
right.
I'm saying? Pressure
But-
makes diamonds,
right,
baby.
that's true. But I wasn't like forcefully, like, yo, you got to play music. If anything, it was more out of like, because I don't know if you ever run into like when a kid wants anything, parents are hesitant to give them just because they think it's just like a little want that people get, right? So I had that with instruments when I was a kid. I was always like, oh, I want a guitar, or I want a keyboard, or I want this and I want that. Most parents be like, man, get the fuck out of here, man. What you doing? You got me buying all these fucking instruments. You don't learn not one of them. And so I finally settled in drums because I used to play a lot of video games back in the day. And fucking ever since then, I taught myself. I didn't take any classes for anything that I do, except for automotive technology. But that's separately. That's the little bit of schooling I did get. But yeah, no, I everything I know I've self-taught. It's not the best. I don't pretend to be the best at anything.
Mm-hmm.
But experience is the best teacher.
But you're good enough to do a Southwest Fest. You're good enough to do a gig.
Right, that's
You
true.
know?
Yeah,
Did
they're
you
good
think
enough
you
for
was
people to
back there
hire me.
sweating like a mug. with you
Dude,
out
man,
there?
you should have seen me when I got home. Man,
Man,
when I got out of that station, you know, I still flashback to you asking me like what time I was gonna play and shit. Oh, that was the funniest part of the day, bro.
I know. I was like, man, look at this shit here, man. It just seemed like, I don't know, everybody was backed up a little bit. Everybody was a little bit behind.
Yeah.
I thought I
No, but that's the thing. I managed to catch a little bit of that time, and we ended right on time, like on the cue.
Dang.
We were 15 minutes behind, but we managed
And I
to
still
catch
managed to miss it. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, but I mean, that's a downside to it. I've been getting a lot of feedback from more of the artists. You know, everyone liked it.
Well, it's all over
I had
Facebook, everywhere.
I had a little bit of, mess-ups, just like anybody would. And it's a festival. You're rotating to artists literally every 20 minutes. That's hard to do.
But not only that, bro, like you were producing, doing all the sound the whole day, and you're like the last act. Of course, you're gonna be spent, bro. You know what I'm saying?
And to that too, like I probably didn't think it through as much as I should have, because
Man,
by
don't be so hard on
the
yourself,
time
man.
I was going to perform, I'm like, man, I don't even want to change because they brought my clothes. Like I was supposed to change into a black
I know
shirt.
they made you get in the back because you had shorts on. They're like, man, you can't be taking a picture in the shorts, so they put you in the back to cover your shorts up.
Yeah, no, but it's the thing you're passionate about. I don't think a lot of people have the luxury either to find what they really love to do. I hope that that's my future eventually, that I either perform or I'm in the music in one way, because that's what I love to do, or filming. You never know where life takes you. Right now, I've been trying to like get better at editing. Like me and Mario, the guy behind the computer right now, we've been trying to get better at like Photoshop and Adobe, so for editing. Because it's just it's a life skill. You don't lose anything learning something new. You never know if a TV station hires you or whatever life takes you. You just got to find what you really like.
It's
a skill. Yeah,
like, bro, it's valuable.
Yeah, people don't really appreciate that nowadays. People just want to be like, oh, I work over here and I make this. It's like, but do you really like it though? Like, and that's a hard thing to find. Yeah.
Yeah, I know a lot of people, man, who went to college, very educated, invested a lot of time and money in a career, that they're like burnt out on.
Right.
Like they got burnt out on it during the process of school, and by the time they got their degree, they like didn't even want to do it no more.
Yeah.
Like,
well, I mean, I can definitely attend to that. Like group of people, because it almost feels like when you're at least here in like the inner city, I guess you can say, or Detroit. Public school system. I went to CCA, which is Cesar Chavez Academy High School. It's in Southwest Detroit, and it almost feels like kids here, because it is a impoverished city. I mean, relatively to other cities or other countries, that you get pushed to like you have to go to school. And I was one of those that got pushed to go to school. It wasn't a bad thing at the time. It taught me valuable lessons. But I went to 2 years for engineering and I didn't finish because that's not what I wanted.
Yeah,
but so I feel like we also got to be a little lenient with the youth and kind of listen to them. Like that's why I really appreciate what you do at the HCC, because you can kind of like guide people when instead of letting the streets guide them, you kind of put a little bit of your 2 cents in, and that's really powerful stuff that that I wish I would have had, because I'm first generation. I can't really go to my parents and tell them like, hey, like what you do when this happened. Luckily my dad was one of the few people that actually has a college degree in anything, and being an immigrant. But, now I don't have a degree. So it's like, damn, we fucking a whole step back.
Your dad's a good dude, though, man.
Yeah,
He got
he's
a
pretty
good
cool.
Spirit, man.
Yeah,
Every
he
time
does.
I see him, he's very respectful.
Yeah.
And he's, you can see he's good people, man.
Yeah.
But 2 reasons that I always believe that parents are always pushing their kids is, first of all, a lot of parents push their kids to do shit to accomplish shit that parents didn't accomplish. You know what I'm saying? So they're like, well, I didn't get to do all this shit, that I wanted to do, so I'm going to push you to do it, And then second of all is that, education, that's how you live as a to get ahead in life, to be successful, to get a good job, to earn good money. Like, you have to go to college, you have to get a degree.
Right.
And I know people with these degrees who still have a hard time getting a job.
Right.
You know, and it's just the agenda. It's about
Yeah. What's the thing about
because I mean you like for me, for instance, like I don't have an education, but I have firsthand experience.
Right.
Which perfectly puts me in a position of what I do.
Right.
As an outreach worker, as a community servant, as a youth specialist, everything that I do, I learned through firsthand experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, one's better than the next, but what better teacher than experience itself?
I mean, experience is a pretty good teacher. I definitely appreciate it. Even bad experience is experience. One of the things that I feel like it's kind of society is a little guilty of is in the last 20 years, and you can probably attest to this, is that society progressed faster than it can adapt to itself. So, for example, back in the 70s and 80s, you went to school, got your degree, paid it off, hootsie daisy, bought a house, and you had a perfect living, no questions asked. Mm-hmm. In the last 25 years, whole industries popped up. Facebook, Apple, $1 trillion companies that didn't exist 30 years ago.
Yep.
You got to get creative with other careers. Going to college isn't just like the go-to thing. Now, if that's what you like to do, then, it's a free country. And, life, you can do whatever you like to do.
Well,
but
I'm trying to figure out right now, with me, with you, with all of our resources and our talents and skills and all this good shit, how do we eat off this shit? How do we get paid? How do we get them to cut the check? Because you got your own podcast too, Legal Aliens Podcast.
Oh yeah, shout out to the crew in the back. Yo.
Shout out to the crew. What's up, fellas? Wayne. But so you're very multi-talented. You're always very busy. You got a lot.
I didn't even mention the podcast. I just noticed that too.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
But as brothers in the same business. Yeah. Not only that, we work together in more ways than one.
Yeah.
But how do we profit? How do we eat off this shit?
Well, I mean, but that goes back to the gatekeeper of information that I was telling you earlier. People feel like it's even life in general, especially here in America, that I've noticed. I compare to other places. Here it feels like it's almost like a rat race. Like everyone's wants to be in the front, and fuck everybody else behind. You know what I mean? Even if it's not in an obvious manner, oh, I hate this person, so I'm not gonna support him. Even if it's subconsciously, people don't normally support what they don't benefit from. Mm-hmm. Even if it's with time, like at Southwest Fest, it's free admission. What more do you need to go and support your community, right?
Yeah.
There's no excuse for people unless you physically have something going on, to not go. You're not driving far, you're going close, but people still choose not to, right? Same with, at least my project, I can only speak for myself. We're growing, but we're, kind of inching little by little. And it's easy to kind of give up. And I've seen people give up,
Definitely.
In all industries, from painters to designers to whatever they want to do.
Growers.
Right. They people just give up, right? And I talked to my my lovely lady that's in the back over there as well the other day of what do you think Joe Rogan's so successful, right? And I looked at his newest episode. You know what number episode he's in?
What?
1,827.
Wow.
So 1,018 and 827
How
episodes.
often does he do it?
He does a couple a week.
Okay.
Right? But it's easy to see a person like him in that level and that fame, and you can say all you want, he was already famous, and because people always like to put fucking excuses to anything, right? But people don't see the work. It takes so much work. So for us to eat, we have to put in work, whether it's on our daily, because we all have jobs too. We ain't born rich, unfortunately.
No, definitely.
But we got the real work comes in.
Running up credit cards and all kinds of shit. Just for these microphones.
Shout out to American Express. But and that's the unseen cost of what people don't really realize, is that a like and a share goes a huge way to helping somebody that's
So I was just thinking about this yesterday. I was just browsing through Facebook, and I was my Facebook, and I was like, wow, I have like 1,356 friends.
Right.
1,356 friends.
Right.
Where are they?
I know, right?
Where the fuck are they? Because I'm like, how the hell do I got this many friends and I ain't got 1,356 shares, likes, views,
Right.
all this shit? So I'm like, I swear to God, bro, I really was like, what do I even have this shit for? Like, I might as well just shut Facebook down. And honestly, one of the main reasons I even got it was because that's the business, you know what I'm saying? You have to utilize platforms for, promotion, for exposure, for, all that good stuff. But I'm like, really, like, all the people who are on my Facebook, like, how many of them are really watching this podcast? How many are really and sharing, subscribing, and supporting, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like nothing to take away from all my family and friends who showed me love, bought merch, came through, you know what I'm saying? Like, I am very grateful for that. But, just looking at the what is and the what ain'ts, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how does this shit add up? What are we here for?
One of the biggest things that I appreciate from anybody that's in my life is when they donate their time. You don't have to buy my fucking hoodie. You don't have to buy my fucking CD if I'm making music. I mean, it'll be nice if you do, but fucking liking and sharing, every now and then go to whatever I'm doing, fucking goes miles, bro. Miles. What do you think Atlanta became so successful with all the rappers? Because they all fucking stopped and said, you know what? We should just go up together instead of fucking trying to race each other. Mm-hmm. Why doesn't, like, Detroit has a culture that I've noticed too of if once people actually help each other, dude, we used to be at the top right after World War II. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was for a reason. Because we all came together, we fucking were working in the lines.
I think of, Southwest Fest. I think of brothers like the Culture Creators. Like, they are.
They're doing pretty good work.
I see the unity, though. You know, everybody supporting everybody local. But, like, just for instance, I'm a podcaster, People say you should charge your guests. Charge your guests $50, $100 to come on your podcast. Right. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. Ideally, I would love that. Right. But I feel like a lot of my guests deserve to get paid too. You know what I'm saying? Especially when they come out here. You can make
the same argument too. You should be paying people to have on.
And that's what I'm saying. Like if I had money, like I would pay people. You know what I'm saying? Right. Just because I feel like they deserve that. We're talking about time, talent, all that type of stuff. So it's like, how do I get paid and so I can break bread with others. Right. But I don't know, bro.
Yeah, that's one of the things that really upsets me. Not like in an angry way or a negative way, but just some almost disappointment. Of man, that kind of sucks. So what could have if everybody actually did support as much as they say they do online? Everyone's always flaunting this, like I support everybody who supports me, but. No, you don't. Like, I'm not stupid. I can see what you like, what you share. You know what I mean? Like for example, we, like the League of Aliens, we stream on Twitch. We can see exactly who's watching at every single time, Mm-hmm. And we can see who watches, where they're watching from, all those analytics, right? Mm-hmm. And then people always go like, oh, you guys are from the League. I'm like, how do you know? You ain't watching my episodes. Like, what the fuck? So, like, you like just lurking and not like hitting anything? Yeah. Are you just stalking us or what are you doing? And that's one thing that I've always noticed. Like, damn, like people, even if it's almost like they want to see you try and maybe fail. But if you succeed, then they'll be supporting you. Mm-hmm. But if everyone does that, no one's going to support you on the way up, Yeah. Which kind of sucks. But
even like today, so at the DHDC October 15th, we're going to have an expungement fair. Okay. And we specifically wanted one in Southwest Detroit because, I mean, they've been all over the city, but we haven't had one specifically in Southwest. Right. You know what I'm saying? So we wanted to, host that event for our community. But one of the requirements is we have to have about 7 to 8 attorneys. Right. And we need attorneys to be present, you know what I'm saying? And, just for the legalities of things, you know what I mean? To explain to clients what they, if they qualify or whatever that is. Right. And, this is something that's positive that impacts the community. We're all, we're purpose-driven organization. I live a purpose-driven life. Right. But everybody that I talk to, like, they want to get paid for this, which I'm not saying that they shouldn't get paid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because, of course, they went to school. They put in a lot of time, work, years, energy, all that stuff.
Right.
And it's not to say that they don't deserve it, but I just feel like sometimes it can't be about the money. Sometimes it's just got to be about doing the right thing. You know what I'm saying?
It's
for the benefit of your people, your
Right.
community.
And
At least that's the way I think, bro.
And that's the thing of, like, for example, right? I donated sound and a performance to Southwest Fest, right? On the surface, I'm just one of whatever 50 people that perform, right? That was $100, and some dollars that I didn't take. That Gabriel was, he will give you the option to either take payment or not take payment, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I donated to next year's festival.
Okay.
And then I didn't charge him a single dollar for the audio, right? And that's for the community. I want to see everyone succeed, as to my full extent of what I'm capable of doing.
Yeah.
I could easily, book Contagio that same day to fulfill my needs or get my money, for example, right? But you sometimes got to go out your way and, donate your time to see other people grow. And then that's the hard thing finding nowadays is, like I told you, is finding people willing to donate their time. Because everyone now thinks that, and then they're in their own right. They're really that good or whatever. I'm not asking a football player to come on the show, with nothing for him, obviously on his benefit.
It's
but
crazy because I feel like my podcast is just as important as anyone else's.
Right.
I feel like the content, the impact, the purpose of this deserves to have the best of the best. You know what I'm saying? But more so than anything, it's about the results.
Right. But then we're going with that, we have to be consistent. Because I've noticed a lot of people, like, even if I don't say it publicly, like, I've noticed people that I'm friends with on Facebook or on, follow each other on Instagram to where they're like on a grind, they're pumping either fucking music out, they're pumping fucking music videos, whatever they do. And then they just stop. They don't post anything. They don't like and share nobody's stuff. They just stop. Mm-hmm. And, we all have the moments where we got to take time to ourselves, right? But that consistency is key. Going back to, like, what I was saying about Joe Rogan, right? Mm-hmm. 1,800 episodes, dude. That's 1,800. Like, that's not... We just hit 50 in the League of Aliens. Took us a fucking year. How long did it take us, guys? Close to a year. 8 months, right? To hit 50 episodes, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine that's not even,
But how long
10%.
How long is his podcast?
He's been going for like 15 years, bro. 16 years.
That's a long time.
Right. Man. But people know him now as what he is now.
He's been doing it for 15
years.
Yeah,
dude.
Long? I thought he's only been doing it for like 5 years.
No, but that's the key.
I mean, what do I know? I've only been home 3 years. You know what I'm saying? I've just learned about all this shit. I've only been home 3 years, so I'm new to the world.
But going back to the consistency, like you have to go at it because if not, you're not gonna get anywhere.
I feel like in 15, 16 years, you should have 1,800 episodes.
Right,
you know
right.
I mean?
And that's the thing. But if you like give up in like the end of the season, you know what I mean? You will never hit that milestone, and that's a hard thing to do.
I've been in that position a couple, maybe 2 or 3 times already. I was gonna call it quits, bro, because this shit is a lot of time. It's a lot of money. You need space. You need energy. You need a lot that goes into this that people don't realize, and it's constantly out of pocket. You know what I'm saying? And ain't nobody there to replenish the finances. So I'm like. And then I'm not even getting the support that I feel like, I deserve.
Going back to you have over 1,000 friends and you get a couple shares.
1,300 friends, and I got, and much love to the 5 to 10 people that do share and subscribe and all that good stuff. Love y'all for sure. You know what I'm saying? But, still, I just.
And then people can turn around and be like, oh, he's being ungrateful and shit. It's like, well, what do you mean ungrateful? Like. It's about reciprocating, more, It's about just simple reciprocation. If I'm out here sharing and liking your stuff, why is it not the other way around? Like, what is, why is this just a one-way street?
This is the crazy thing with me is I'm just learning how to share and subscribe shit. You know what I'm saying? And like people that link in my bio shit, I don't even know what that means. So I'll like never link in your bio because I don't know what it means and I don't even know how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder if people are looking like, damn.
I don't even have a link tree. Everybody and their mama got a link
I'm
tree.
I'm still learning all this.
And an OnlyFans. Oh, we have an OnlyFans, right? I just remember. Sort of. Anyway, scratch that OnlyFans. Talk to Maddie.
We're live, bro. You said it. That's it.
No, we made it pretty public. We have an OnlyFans.
So
as the League of Aliens has an OnlyFans. You know that?
It does.
Yeah,
wow,
you know that? We don't post anything on it.
You're on all platforms.
All platforms. We for real.
I better not see you wearing no platform. Freaky motherfucker.
That's a good one. No problem. I'm gonna throw that out there for in case your viewers see this. You know, we do have a constant recurring viewer in our podcast on Twitch that is always asking for Angel's fit pics, and it's some dude.
Hell
and I'm like, until he doesn't drop $500 in our cash app, we ain't gonna do nothing. Oh, that's funny.
So where did the name Legal Aliens pop? Like when I first read that and seen that, I was like, dog, that's genius. That is so cold. I love the name Legal Aliens Podcast. And what's the motto?
We're all aliens here, right? If I'm not mistaken.
So that's dope. How did you put that together? What was the idea that sparked it?
Well, the idea that sparked it, when it happened, I was just in the shower, just randomly. But it was more of a
shower,
like I was in the shower. Speaking of the OnlyFans page, no, but So like the more I thought it, I'm like the Legal Aliens podcast. The more I thought it is like because I personally love space. That's one of my hobbies that I absolutely love is space or anything space related, right? So I'm like, oh shit, like aliens,
like the galaxies.
Yeah, like anything in the base, anything
Galactic.
anything revolves around in space. And I said, that's a little double meaning right there, because we're technically all on the planet, right? So we're all, aliens. Yeah. Technically, if somebody else comes here, and we're all from different places, like, the producer here behind not the camera, behind the computer, he's Argentinian. He's first generation. We got Jose over there. He's from a different state. He's from Mexico, but he's from a different state than I am. Mm-hmm. My girl, she's not main part of the crew, but she's part of me, which counts. She's from Germany, German descent. And we got Angel. We don't know where the fuck Angel's from. And and then Manny, so just a little bit of like we're all technically first generation. It's a nice mixture of guys and how we even met each other, It's crazy. Because I went to high school with Angel, but everybody else we just kind of knew along the way. And it's crazy that we all kind of collectively found each other, So that's where that Legal Aliens kind of came from. I was like, you know what? We're all technically aliens. And then obviously it means, undocumented people and legal aliens. So that meaning, of course.
No doubt.
And then that's what people always tell me, like, oh, that's a cool name. Legal Aliens. I'm like, yeah.
Definitely, it's dope, bro. I even like the picture where you guys all look like aliens.
Oh, shout out to Robert if he's watching this. I think he might have been watching this.
Yeah.
He designed that, by the way.
I thought that
Robert
was
Crow.
So,
I went
was like that's clever,
fucking
bro.
Man, I love that logo. I'm gonna put that on a shirt.
You should.
I swear, Natalie, if she watches this, you already know it's coming your way because that's where I get all my shirts done and stuff.
I wear a 2X, buddy.
Yeah, so DHGC at the Urban Graphics. That's where I get all my stuff done, bro. High quality shit for real.
Yeah, neat. They up in there. They take care of business.
Oh,
They knocking it out.
Oh yeah, it's
even Blight be up in there.
Oh, shout out to Fresh Clothing 51 or 61. What is it?
Fresh 51.
Fresh
boy,
51.
Shout out to my man Manny, and he's a new business owner, Fresh 51 Clothing LLC. Congrats on that.
Still waiting on my shirt.
Success. I need to get some more stuff printed out, bro. I ain't had no merch. I should have been at Southwest Fest selling my merch, bro, and I ain't even had none. So, I'm definitely gonna have to put something in motion, bro. Make me a few dollars. It's about to be hoodie season again, anyway.
Oh yeah, I can't wait till I don't even know if I'm gonna fit in all my hoodies I had from before. I fucking got fat over the summer.
But everybody's like, "Why are you just selling hoodies? Like, we want the whole outfit." I'm like, "Bro, I'm not a clothing designer. I'm just trying to."
I'm out here just trying to get my hoodie out.
On the grind, I'm
right.
And trying to
they want the underwears and shit, everything, the platforms.
But hey, there's no limits. You know what I'm saying? If I had the money, I'd make a pair of El Niño podcast tennis shoes.
Yeah, definitely shout out to Robert for that awesome logo that he made for us. And the Spooky Boys podcast. You know, he has his own podcast
Yeah, them
too.
guys are cool.
Fucking
too,
Spooky
man.
Boys. He's funny as shit.
Who was
dude.
it? Victorino's video shoot. I met them guys at, man.
They're
They were
fucking
pretty
hilarious, dude.
good.
Oh man, but yeah, no, shout out to them and yeah, I mean,
So
from-
and so the content of the show is just like, I mean, most of the ones I've seen is just like fooling. You know what I'm saying?
straight fooling.
Like,
You've been in a handful of them. You've been in what, three? You've been in three of
yeah.
them. You know, one of the funniest moments I still remember to this day is when you're talking about your man with the tire. He fucking
Oh,
he got like
yeah,
3
the
flat tires
pothole.
in a fucking week.
I'm telling you, 2 in one day. Oh my!
Oh,
I swear, I just
shit.
shared that today on Facebook. That's crazy.
Oh,
man.
dude, and that
shit
just
is
came to my
hilarious
mind.
To me. Yup.
Because yeah, like as I was saying earlier, we just had our 50th episode, right? So on that episode, we went 5 hours, bro. What was it? 5 hours and some change.
Oh, like bro, for 5
That's
hours.
that's a work shift. You know what I mean? Like 5 hours of talking and rambling. Yeah, no, it
I'm
it
like,
was up
how
there.
much shit did you guys have to talk about in 5 hours?
He fucking we went through our highlights and yours was one of them when he talking about the fucking pothole.
Oh yeah, man, that shit was hilarious, bro. You know, people, everybody's going through some shit. So my homeboy called me. He's like, "Man, you ain't gonna believe this shit." I'm like, "What happened, bro?" He's like, "Fuck, I went to pick up my lady from work, hit a pothole, got a flat tire." I said, "Damn, that sucks." He's like, "Yeah, got out, I changed it, went and picked her up." He said, "On the way back home, I hit another fucking pothole and blew the fucking dummy tire out." I said, "What the fuck? Are you serious? Like, who in the hell?" I'm like, "What is wrong with you? Are you wearing glasses or what's going on?"
It's fucking
I was like, "Hell no!" 2 times within the same hour, bro. That shit's wild. And then literally 2-3 days later,
A week
he's
later.
like, "Bro, I blew my tire out again, and I never replaced my dummy tires." He said, "I had to have my shit towed this time." I said, "God damn, Vic, what the fuck is you going through, man? Stay away from me. You got that mojo shit on you."
hell no, he got that fucking luck going to Michigan roads, bro. Fuck.
That's why I said I don't understand how we can have anybody with low riders and like you see all these nice cars,
Dude,
trucks with
fucking-
nice little 2-inch tires.
I want to know who around the neighborhood, at least where I live, is driving around in a fucking McLaren, bro. Somebody got a fucking. I'm not hating or anything. I just props to you. Who are you? Like rolling around in a McLaren, 5 inches off the ground. You know what I mean? That thing is this big off the ground. How you going through the speed bumps, bro?
Oh yeah.
How?
the
I just,
speed
how do
bumps,
you
yeah.
get through like Southwest without just rolling around up and down Verder? And how much are your insurance, bro? If you have insurance, of course. Because God, yeah, no. Shout out to that man or whatever they are.
So what's it like doing music with your father, man? And how did you find the passion to do
you
Mexican
did ask me this
music?
earlier. I mean, it's been pretty cool because, like I said, I've always watched. He used to be on bands since I can remember. You know, he does he's been in mariachis, he's been in bands, and I've kind of always tagged along with him because for the first like 7 years of my life, I was the only child. So those good formative years and not have any siblings.
Mm-hmm.
So it made me really attached to him in a way. And then after I taught myself drums, he would always because he knows how to play guitar, we would always jam together and shit. And I grew up, liking Mexican music because I was in Mexico. I didn't know, I didn't discover, like fucking, for example, Metallica until I was in my teenage years here. Because that's not just popular in the area that I'm from. It's all about mariachi, banda, and, all those old school romantic music. And it's pretty dope. It's a privilege because I know there's a lot of parents out there that want to find a thing to do with, like, their kids or sons.
Definitely.
And it's hard to find that balance. That's why I tell my brothers too, even if you don't do it every week or anything, just try to find something to interact because you never know when you're not going to have your parents,
Mm-hmm.
At least like I said, I'm still feel pretty grateful that I have that privilege to have both of my parents and within a reasonable distance. My parents are immigrants. They can't just flip on a switch and go back home and, visit, the remaining relatives, which really sucks when there's a loss in the family. Like my mom lost her mom and my dad lost his dad.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't go to their burial. You know what I mean? Like that really sucks, and it's a heartbreaking thing to watch because they never saw him again. They migrated, and it's tough. So it's an absolute privilege to be able to play with. I mean, any relative. especially my dad.
And they start listening. When I went to Mexico, shout out to all my family in San Luis Potosí.
Right.
But when I was there, we used to go to like these plazas, and they would have like little grupos and bandas like all over the place. And my uncle, rest in peace, my Tío Chuy, he used to always go get the little pickup group. They'll be sitting on the benches or just playing, and they'll follow us to the car. They'll jump in their car, follow us to the house, and they'll sit there and play for 2-3 hours for my uncle. And I was so amazed because like one of the kids, he was like 8-9 years old, getting it on the tambor, playing the straight up drum. And I'm like, we're the same age, and I'm looking at him like, damn, bro, like, he's talented. He's out here on the grind, but you learn how to do all kinds of stuff when you're hungry and you trying to eat. And I mean, not to say that they're not passionate about it, but it becomes a skill out there.
Right.
That's how a lot of them eat. Mariachis eat off how they sing music, play music.
Yeah. I know, like, for one of the things that I always, like, get a little bit of joy, like, personally, is when I see people not expecting what you can do, especially, like, outside of work, or if somebody sees you at a first glance, right? Like, yesterday I was doing sound, or not yesterday, 2 days ago, I was doing sound at Southwest Fest, right? And throughout the day, I'm sure people saw me, like, standing behind the stage and shit, just there, right? But they might not know me personally due to whatever factor. I'm not their friend. I'm not in the circle or whatever. And they stayed and watched performances on A. And then at the end of the night, the guy that was in the back of the stage got up and started playing drums. And I bet you there was a couple people that were like, what the fuck? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he's doing it. So who's doing the sound engineering now? You know what I mean? Like, and it's like, and that's one of the things that I always throw people off with. It's like, yeah, I have a band. And when they like say, who does your sound? It's like, well, I do it while I'm playing. And it's almost a necessity because everyone wants to eat. I can't just willy-nilly hire somebody that wants to do audio.
So with Mexican music, I mean, I guess with music in general, like even like Motown music, stuff like that, like this music is 50, 60, 70 years old and is still relevant.
Still banging, bro.
You know what I'm saying? But I noticed that, Mexican music has evolved. You know what I mean? The dances, the music. So it was like, I'm just like, how do you guys evolve with it?
Right. Well, that's the thing about it too. It's really hard to, so I guess, quote unquote, stay relevant when you're not doing stuff that's relevant. You know what I mean? I tend to do stuff because I like to do it, and I find joy instead of pleasing people, right? I can easily change the style and format of the group, right? And, switch a couple things around and get booked every other day. Like, not to sound cocky, but that's not what we like. That's not what we like. Just based on the style or the front or the aura that people put out, just because they want to be in the zone or in the zine, being relevant. I like, traditional stuff that has meaning. Doesn't mean, new stuff can't have meaning, but I like, just, it's simple. So simple, the better.
You guys are pretty much just leaving it to the younger generation to carry on.
Yeah, and I'm
from here on out. Yeah, but we still taking care of.
Right. Because at the end of the day, the biggest thing that I can do, like, is for one day if I ever have kids, is pass everything that I know, based on my culture, what I experienced when I was a kid. Now they choose to pass it on. That's up to them. I wouldn't even blame my kids if they don't speak Spanish. I would love for them to, but it's like you can't really force stuff on the people. So why not just enjoy what you like to do?
Anytime you play Un Puño de Tierra, Un Rinconcito en el Cielo, any of that, and them songs are years and years and years old.
Dude, they're fucking.
Anytime you play them, I swear, gritos.
Fucking. And if you're in certain parts of Mexico, you hear gunshots, bro.
Yeah.
And it's like, and it's crazy and that song is really relevant, and because you see, top hits and whatever you want to see, right? But at the end of the day, look at every single group that plays out here, even if it's here locally or at another state or wherever. They're gonna play them songs. They're gonna play the old ones. They're gonna play, even if it's in their style. They can't drift away from all those songs because that's what people like, whether it's young or old. And that's one thing that I really admire because it connects generations.
And because the younger generation, they love it and play it because they've heard it growing up with their parents.
Right. And now the younger, and that's one thing that that I admire that I don't see a lot of cultures have the luxury in doing. You know, like being able to so easily pass the torch of music and stuff. Because most of the songs that, you know, for example, you or your parents will listen to, could very easily my kids listen to it, you know, and not be like, oh man, what the fuck is that old shit and stuff. And it's crazy because the older you get, the more that it gets old, right? It's hard to think about it, but right now, Metallica can be considered almost classical music. You know,
Metallica?
yeah, it's 40 years old. You know what I mean?
But
Like
in
that shit was
Mexico,
right.
Metallica,
It's fucking huge.
like they love rock out
yeah,
there. bro.
right. So it's
Son rockeros, you know. I was
Yeah,
like, damn.
so it's crazy to think that essentially today's music of whatever is hip today, in 40 years is gonna be fucking classics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're gonna be singing WAP like, oh, back in my day, you know, Wet Ass Pussy was the best song out there. You know, like, you know, like that's what's gonna be. You know, that's gonna be like grandma's song. Oh, there goes grandma again, playing fucking, you know, Fellas in Paris. You know,
They
like
put that Al Green on.
with the Al
that
Green,
Marvin Gaye.
right?
You know,
And it's gonna be like it's gonna be
boy, I made you to this song. You know,
gonna be 80 years old by then, you know, but it's still gonna be banging. You know, the music's gonna be there. It's not gonna change.
yeah.
And then that's one thing that why I really like to keep the style that I keep. You know, it's because you've seen us play, right? We don't play like, oh, like fucking Speedy and shit and you know, fucking 15, 12 strings. You know, we keep it like almost like Tigres del Norte, just
Yeah, definitely.
classical. You know,
Yeah.
like at a rhythm. We accelerate a little bit every now and then. But we keep it pretty, pretty calm and tame.
I think you guys did a pretty good job, bro.
Oh, thank
you.
you.
You guys did my mom's birthday. I loved it. Like I said, you guys kept me on my feet, man. You know?
Oh, yeah. That's good. Hopefully, you know, next year we do it again.
Hell
Now
yeah.
now that we know DJ ain't gonna show up.
Oh man, I ain't even gonna talk about that. Man. Shit, it is
But
what it is.
Yeah, man, it is what it is. I don't. That's one thing that people always misunderstand. So I don't hold grudges. You know, if you think you did me wrong or whatever, I don't give a fuck. You know, like you didn't kill me. I'm still living.
Yeah.
So
no
what
doubt,
grudge
man.
am I ever gonna hold against you? You know,
It's just you do
time
good-
moves on.
you
We
do
all
good
gonna be
business. You get business. You
Yeah.
do bad business. You know. You
right.
lose business.
We're all gonna be in the ground at the end of the day. Why would I be mad or not give you a second chance?
Yeah, I don't got time to be carrying all that baggage.
Right.
Hate and
It's
anger,
literally
frustration.
unnecessarily. Yeah.
I just be disappointed. That's it. I just be disappointed, and you know. But it is what it is. It's not the first or the last time.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's true.
But at the end of the day, bro, I'm conditioned to just keep it moving.
Yeah. I mean, what other option do we have? You know what I mean?
It
And
is,
ain't no other
you know,
option.
what am I
You
gonna
gotta
sit here
do
and
it,
just
keep
be
'em.
angry, upset,
Yeah.
mad at the world? You know what I'm saying? I'm straight with all that. I ain't got time for that shit, bro. I was in prison for 17 years. That was the most negative place I've ever been in my whole motherfucking life. You know what I mean?
17 years, dude.
You got people who just wake up, just want to, you know, kill somebody,
Right.
kill something miserable as hell. You know?
17 years. That's more than half my life. It's around, you know,
Mhm.
that's a lot. That's a whole 18-year-old growing from baby to an
I
adult.
know.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's
I know,
crazy.
for
That's-
sure.
Fuck.
Yup. Even when I see Manny, I'm like, damn, you know, like you was just a kid. Now y'all growed up now, you know.
Damn. He's a big boy. Hell, he got a haircut today too. Oh.
But even Manny's a damn entrepreneur, man. This guy
Yeah.
came up to the DHDC, brought his little machine, cleaned everybody's jewelry. He cleaned shoes. This guy do everything.
Well, yeah.
So, you know, holler at Manny, man. He sell you some clothes, clean your Yeezys up for you, and shine up your chain, too.
Hell yeah. No, I'm grateful to be part of a team that you know, even individually they're slowly, you know, kind of finding their own groove and what they like to do. Because I mean, you gotta find something to keep you sane, you know, especially if you don't like your job, Angel.
That's the worst shit ever, bro, is to work a job that you don't like.
Yeah. No, it's
Or
tough.
it's just for the money, because sometimes
Right.
people got real good jobs that they don't like, but the money.
The money's good, huh?
Yeah.
That man behind the computer right there, man. Fucking working for some Indian company or some shit. I don't know.
You just be miserable though, you
Yeah.
know. So it's like you gotta learn how to make peace with that shit, so
Yeah.
you can at least enjoy, you know, being at work.
Yeah, no, but yeah, no. You have to find groove, your mojo, whatever you want to call it. I'm not a very religious person, but yeah, you just got to find what makes you happy. Don't care what people think, because they're not going to be paying your bills. You know what I mean? They're not going to step in if the lights go off in your house. You know, they're always talking all that shit.
It's a lot of lights out right now. That damn storm came hit us
Oh,
earlier. Our shit flickered on and
Dude.
off about 3 times. I'm like, oh,
if any-
Lord, don't let this go out because I don't know how to work the sub pump and all that shit. You know? And then you're going to go to the hood tomorrow, the whole hood flooded and shit. You know how that shit go.
Dude, I don't know if people know that we're watching this with the size of my car, but that shit felt like it was going to flip over when I was on the way home. I swear I was grabbing at that steering wheel, man, like for my life. My car is not even 2,000 pounds, bro. It's so light.
Yeah.
I couldn't go over 60
miles.
miles. I couldn't go over 60 miles an hour when it was raining because it was starting to glide and shit. It was terrible, dude.
You better not.
I don't complain when I go to the gas station,
That
though.
motherfucker's like a micro machine. You hear me? Push start that motherfucker.
Like literally push start, just push it.
Yeah.
Hell no. Yeah,
Like
no.
if you ever break down, God forbid you do, but I'm saying like you can push that bitch all by yourself out the way.
Yeah, just with one hand.
I got it. I'm straight. You know.
If anything, help me stop it because it's rolling down.
But yeah, what's it cost? About $20 to fill the whole tank.
I put money in it today and it bounced $1 back because I put cash in it. I put $27.
Okay, there you go. You go all around the world.
My light was blinking red to fill it up, and I put $27 in it.
That's cool.
That's a
shit.
privilege. That's a hella privilege nowadays.
Man,
This
I
gas
put
is fucking
$26
expensive.
in my shit. My gas tank look at me like, what's wrong with you? I hungry. Just trying to get to point A to point B. Bro.
Hell no,
You
you
know
about
what
to
I
get a
mean?
0.8 and a half.
Man, it
you
used to
ain't even
feel
gonna get
good
a B.
when I used to be able to fill my tank up. Now I'm just putting enough to getting back and forth to work, man.
Fuck, man. No, it's. I mean, I can't wait till stuff goes back to normal. If we can even call it that, before
I don't even
P.
know what that's gonna look like.
For you, it would be the world what it was before, right? Because you came out and the fucking pandemic started.
I came straight home to a pandemic. I left a concrete nut house and then came home to a pandemic.
You came back to people fighting over toilet paper in the fucking
Shit
store.
was crazy, yeah, all that shit, bro, for real.
That's fucked
Hand sanitizer, Lysol. I'm like, what
Fucking
is really
people
going
fucking
on here?
just snapping on you at the grocery store and
Oh
shit.
my God, people are so opinionated. I told you everybody's gonna be a zombie and it's the end of the world, and all the Christians came out and everybody was like, it's a wrap,
Oh,
There was
shit.
people really freaking out over this shit, bro.
Yeah.
And me, I came home, bro, and I just been marching to the beat of my own drum since I've been home, bro. And like I said, all that pandemic shit, I thrived and just walked straight through that storm, you know.
Oh yeah, I mean that's when you started the podcast, right?
Started a podcast and just everything. I was working, I was doing good and just built. I built myself up.
And that's the thing too that I told my lovely lady that's in the back there is that sometimes we beat ourselves too much, but we don't realize how early into something we really are, right? Like the renting audio business and stuff that I started, right? I just hit like the 1 year mark, barely.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it was, and I'm pretty sure a lot of people know this, due to the fact of last year's festival that I started the business. Because, it was a little bit rough in the patch.
Yeah, I remember you were telling me, yeah.
And now I did the sound this year,
Yup.
Now if anybody's going to complain, they're going to complain at me. So I got to do a damn good job after they heard me bitching for a year. But and I beat and it's easy to beat yourself up about it's not doing what I want it to be doing, like easy, like when is somebody gonna write us a check? Maybe the check is a couple of seasons on the road, but you just have to keep pedaling that direction, make little improvements, kind of go where the the wave takes you, and you'll find it eventually. I'm sure, most of us.
I don't know. I don't know. I just feel like I've accomplished so much since I've been home that anything and everything is possible, especially with the way things move today on the internet. People can be an overnight sensation. And not only that, but I feel that much of myself. I'm not I don't think I'm better than anybody. I'm not conceited or nothing, but I know what I am. I know what I'm worth. I know what I got. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like I deserve a lot more. You know what I'm saying? And I put in a lot of work, and I'm just, you know, I'm grateful for everything that I have, because honestly, I got more now than I've ever had in my whole life. You know what I'm saying? Right. So I'm very grateful. But the thing about it is, let's keep it going. Let's keep it coming. Come, you know what I'm saying? I need the blessings to come, and you know, I need the support of my people. You know, and I just feel like I'm doing my part, and I'm just gonna let the universe do the rest.
Yeah, that's what you got to do at the end of the day. Just put in the work. You know, be vigilant of what you're doing, because you also don't want to end up in a trap, you know. I feel like a lot of people end up in, like, what I like to call their ways, you know, of doing things, where no one can tell them nothing on, or not even an opinion on what they should do, or, you know, a recommendation or anything like that. And it's really hard to find people that can recognize when they're wrong, when they're doing something that they truly believe is right. Mm-hmm. You know, whether that's a business, whether that's a project, whatever it is, you should be able to take in criticism, whether it's good or bad, especially if it's bad, because not all the time you're always going to be right. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you don't see it just because you put either too much money into it, or you feel like there's no way back. So you have to constantly be able to have that ability to change. Like, even, I mean, look at the first 2 seasons you did, right? It was just, you know, just the table in the corner, and that's it, right? Mm-hmm. But you know, this season you changed it a little bit. You know, it wasn't a full, you know, 180 to entirely unrecognizable what it was, but you're slowly inching towards something even a lot better. You know,
yeah, absolutely.
And that's the goal. That's when people are going to be like, oh shit, you know, that's really dope. You know, all that stuff that's going on doesn't have to be too flash or anything. Just execute it well. You know,
everything that I do is a reflection of me and who I am.
Right.
And that's why I love when my guests come and they bring family, friends, supporters, because I like to share my space. I like to share of myself. You know what I mean? Like, I've always been very open, and you know, I think I'm a pretty cool person. You know what I'm saying? I have a lot of cool interests that kind of connects me to people, you know?
Right.
And so when people come to my studio, you know, whether you're watching it live or whether you're just here visiting, you know, whether you're a guest or whatever it may be, like, when you look around, you're going to see me, you know? And people are going to be able to relate with interest or experience or, you know, whatever it may be, you know?
Right.
And I like that. I truly believe in the concept of breaking down barriers and building bridges, and I like doing it just being my natural self, you know?
Right. And it's crazy because life can change, like you said, you know, overnight. You never know who you run into. You never know what's going to click, for example. You never know, you know, if I post this, is this going to be any good, you know? And that's the thing, is you always have to be, you know, not doubting yourself. Because once you start to doubt yourself, then you can just throw everything out the window. Like I've told these guys, you know, if we're not going to be doing, you know, bare minimum, you know, stuff, why not we might as well stop now, because we ain't going to go nowhere. Mm-hmm. You know, if we just half-assing shit, nothing's going to get better. And that should go for everybody. You know, if you're half-assing shit, why do it?
Yeah, so you're going to get half-ass results.
Yeah, just fucking, you know, either whole ass it or just not be, you know, involving, kill it, put it in a shelf, and it was a good run, you know? So, yeah, I mean, that's the best thing that I can share with anybody of what I've learned so far. It's not like I'm really old or anything, but yeah, you gotta put in effort. It's not gonna fucking you don't stumble into success.
You look like you've been working at GM for 32 years, though.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. You look like you got a good 401k saved up.
Yeah, right. I wish. After this pandemic, I don't know.
That's
man.
why we need somebody to cut the check so we can get some insurance. You know?
Yeah, I know, right? Shit, right now I ain't got no health insurance, bro. Don't tell the IRS that, though. No. But no, yeah, it's. I feel pretty blessed to where I'm at right now. You know, I'm sure you feel the same way.
Man,
but
listen,
we just gotta keep working.
I was just living in a 2-man cell, bro. My whole life was a locker and a Foot Locker.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was my
now
whole life.
Your studio is fucking bigger than.
I'm out here stretching legs. You hear me?
You out here got different chairs and different levels of your house to sit in. You know?
Ain't no doubt about it.
Ain't
man.
that something? So like I was saying, you know, like I just remember what I was gonna say when that point driven of any day, your life can change. If you remember, like the first time, I don't know if you remember the first time I met you. You probably
It
don't.
was
remember.
at Sombras Festival.
Was it? Yeah, so you do remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
hell
that's the
yeah.
first time I met you, right?
Yep.
And at the time, you were just a person in the background passing that I would always, hear. Like, shout out to Victorino if he's watching this. He would always be like, Eladio, and I'm like, well, who the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, who's Eladio, bro? Like, El Nino, and I always hear, because the El Nino I know, it's not, not you, it's somebody else. Shout out to whoever knows what I'm talking about. But, like, it's like, who is this mystery person, right? And then I forgot who told me. He's like, hey, he was like in prison for 17 years. But they casually said it like it was no. I'm like, whoa. Back up. What the fuck? Like, you can't just introduce me to somebody.
Yeah.
Fucking throw that in there. Like, it's not like, I'm intrigued. I'm interested. Like, what happened? Not like in a story or, the fucking tea, but it's in that. I'm sure that changed him if, the way he's at now.
Yeah.
And ever since then, I already had a little spark. I'm like, he seems like a pretty cool person to be,
And I
around.
I respected that you came up to me and you introduced yourself to me.
Yeah.
And look where we are today.
Yeah, look at that.
Just
Fucking
off
a
of
year
that.
later.
I mean?
Yeah.
And shout out to my man Sombra, man. It was good, man. I see so many people at Southwest Fest, man. I seen Sombra, Jose Rivera, seen Nando, Goyo.
Somebody
Man,
need to
I
throw another one, bro. I'll definitely be down again to another festival that the sound wasn't the best. I'll be willing to do something with you, Sombra, if you plan it right.
Man, he had me in that video, Bucanas.
Yeah.
That's like my favorite song that he.
That's
put out,
that's
bro.
pretty.
And he got
Is
me.
that the one with no me junto contigo si no te llamas Ana?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah. He got that hard beat.
Shit,
it's like Mexican Detroit, like the Southwest Mexican, like he says.
I love that fucking song.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my dog though, man.
Yeah,
but
no,
I
shout out
mean,
to
there's
Sombra.
just so much talent in the neighborhood, bro. And I mean, I'm just so impressed by everybody's skills. I just feel like everybody should be eating, bro. Like we should all be rich,
Soon.
all of us.
We got to start liking and share more often, guys. Whoever's watching. It's free.
And then
for now.
It's like everybody's vendorings, selling merch and arts and crafts, paintings. And it's like, it's like we're there to make money, but we're spending money because we're supporting other people's business.
You ever seen Instagram pages or anything that you see online? It'd be like, I'm a small business, stuff like that. And they'd be following like one person and shit. It's like, well, who are you supporting? You know what I mean? Like, like what the fuck? Like, how are you gonna have 1,000 followers and you follow 2 people? Like, you gotta give the little back, And it's the little things.
Even the graffiti artists there.
Yeah, like I if you are passionate about something, and I follow you in any platform, it doesn't mean much. I'm not a fucking star or anything like that, but I recognize when somebody's passionate about something. I don't care if it's fucking watching ducks crossing the railroad or fucking watching, grass grow. If you like it and you're passionate about it, I respect that, because that one day could pay your bills. You just got to figure it out. That's the hard part. Because you got to think, if everybody can figure it out so easily, everybody be doing it, right?
Yeah,
So like you're going back to, cutting who's going to cut the check. But we just have to keep figuring it out, We can't, if we sit here, it's not going to rain from the sky.
Yeah.
We got to keep figuring it out.
What I don't understand is I know people who don't got no money, but they always trying to tell me what I need to do to make money. But I'm like,
it's like me telling people how to lose
I
weight
hear
and shit.
from somebody who got the money on how to make the money.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I mean,
And I'm like, if you know all the tricks of the trades, you got all these things that you're telling me that this is what it do. How come you ain't got it?
If I can tell you the people that I've met in the last 2 years, you probably wouldn't even fucking believe me, dude. Of the people that I have on my phone and shit. but it's not like out of a beneficial or anything financial, right? I want them to be mentors to me. All I need is not money or anything like that. I want you to give me, knowledge. That's what I'm craving for. I'm not here to be, benefits any of this shit. I just want to know how you got to where you are. And that's it. Like that's it. That's all. That's priceless to me.
Yeah.
It's tell me not what to do or what works, because that goes a long way.
So this is like totally off topic, but I'm kind of like, I was thrown off by it. But I was looking on Facebook today, and they were showing this Bad Bunny performance, and like he kissed 2 of his dancers, 1 female, 1 male, and like threw me all the way off, bro. You know what I'm saying? Just because, I mean, you know, it is what it is. I respect, you know,
Pull the video up,
what
Brian.
everybody got going on. But I was like, hell no, because I didn't expect that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't even know what the people at the show, like, if, you know, they expected it or what. I don't know if that was his way of, you know, showing that this is who I am or this is how I do things. But I was just, like, thrown all the way off by that.
Yeah, and I mean,
You didn't get a chance to see that?
nah, I know exactly what I'm doing as soon as we're done with this.
That's gonna be the
Somebody
next
send
topic.
me the
That's gonna
the
be
link.
Topic on your next
Yeah, we're about to
podcast.
react to that in the next. Oh, speaking of the next episode, whoever's, you know, it's a little Easter egg for whoever's watching right now. Belle's gonna be on next Saturday.
Oh, she told me that.
Yeah,
She was
yeah.
really excited about
Yeah,
that.
she's gonna be on it this Saturday.
Man, she's on and popping, man. I'm
So
telling
now
you,
we gotta
man.
clean up the set a little bit, boys. And because the
Yup,
shit be filthy,
yup,
bro.
she did her thing, man.
And she sang beautifully, dude. It's crazy the amount of talent I got to see on stage. Ashburn, I forgot her name, damn, off the top of my head, but she performed as well too. At the stage that I was
Even
at.
when you talk to Belle, she's singing. Hello, how are you? I'm like, okay then. Like all day.
Hey,
just
oh yeah,
singing.
she does. Yeah, I know
Just singing. You know?
I cannot see that.
Good
already.
morning, everybody. I'm like, okay then. I mean, it must be the nature of a singer. You
Yeah.
know?
Hey, but you know that's she gives me Selena vibes. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, definitely.
I
yeah.
not to compare because I hate, you know,
no 'cause
doing
she
this
be-
to
she
that,
be,
but she
cover singing,
that's the aura I get from
what do
her.
you call that shit? Cover what? When you do other people's songs?
Yeah, it's covers.
Covers. That's what it's called.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Impersonations, is that what you refer?
Not impersonations,
Right.
but I know there's a term when you sing other people's songs.
Yeah, it's just a cover. Yeah, no,
Okay.
it's a cover. But I mean, yeah, no, she's really talented.
No, she's dope. She draws a crowd. Shit, she drew a nice crowd yesterday, bro.
Hell yeah, dude. She was like,
Yeah.
people come close, and I was like,
Yeah.
who the fuck? Like, I was like, okay.
Yeah, and everybody
I
got
don't
up.
know where everybody got up and got close. I was like, okay, mad respect. So yeah, no, that's gonna be fun. And yeah, no, we're pretty excited. I'm gonna start inviting more people over, and we have a new set hopefully coming soon. So I'm
Bro,
tired of my
even
garage, bro.
Even my guests, sometimes you can be like, hey, would you guys want to come
Right.
on mine? You know, a lot of them are from the hood. They're like, hell yeah. I mean, it's dope. Everybody gets exposure. Everybody builds a bridge. You get to
Right.
network, talk shit, you know.
Right.
I mean, you know, my podcast, you know, is a little bit more serious. I like more of a heart-to-heart story.
I was just talking about WAP and shit.
sharing. You guys just talk about anything and everything, and it's
Yeah.
funny. It's cool, you know.
Yeah, nothing's off topic, dude. Like I remember a couple months back we were talking about abortion for a good 20 minutes, and I got really into it. but
Yeah.
but
I mean, it's good. There's people who want to hear. They want
right. I mean, but at the end of the day, it's
opinions.
I'm a very, very strong believer of freedom of speech. I don't think nothing's off limits. If it is, then we got a problem.
So did 2 Live Crew and NWA.
Well, I mean, but they paved the way for.
Hell yeah.
You know what I
they
mean?
did,
So it's
definitely.
even if I pay, a couple of inches in that same road, I'll keep doing it because nowadays everybody want to cancel everybody for some reason, just because they don't like you. Like what?
Yeah. It's just that crab in a bucket theory, man. You know, and,
Right.
and Detroit used to have that shit real bad, bro. You know, just in general, like it seemed like everybody was like just trying to hold each other back from getting on. Now things are a lot better now. I
Right.
see people networking and all that good stuff. But, it had to come to that eventually because if not, nobody would ever make it and,
Right.
be successful. And I know back in the days, a lot of major labels, they didn't want to invest in Detroit artists because they didn't know if a motherfucker was going to make it past tomorrow, because, once you sign a deal, like, you're supposed to live your life according to that. You know what I'm saying? And then instead, motherfuckers are still living their life in the streets. And,
Right.
who wants to invest money if I'm going to take a L? You
Right.
know what I mean?
Well, like fucking what's his name? Fetty Wap just got 5 years in prison, right? Like last week. I think I read that somewhere.
That's some goofy ass shit.
Ain't that some
man.
shit?
You
I
know,
mean,
if
don't get me
had-
wrong. He probably did something, but
I'm just saying,
Damn,
bro.
bro.
Like, if I had money like that, bro, that's life changing money.
Right.
I'm gonna enhance the quality of life for myself and for the people around me. That's what the money is for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And some people get money and lose their mother effing mind. You know what I mean? I've seen it happen, bro. I literally watched it happen to some of the people I was closest to.
Yeah.
They got some money and just lost their damn mind.
Yeah.
They felt untouchable, and life teaches you though.
Yeah. And I'm definitely a good test to that too, because I don't have as much money as I used to have back in the day, even though I'm not really that old. But
oh, you got money. It's just all in equiment. You got $17,000 worth of equipment at the house. So.
Allegedly, in case anybody's fucking watching. Oh, yeah. I definitely don't live in Southwest. Fake news. But yeah, no, don't. And that's the thing too. You know, people like I've had a couple of phone calls this past week. You know, for Southwest, but people call me, and I give them a quote, right? And I think I'm being reasonable. You know, I'm not out fucking outlandish here, like charging $300 an hour just for me doing sound. You know what I mean? Like nothing like that fucking crazy. And people have the audacity to look at me like, "Why so much?" Or like, or for like the Grupo Contagio, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm pretty fucking honest with people. You know, like I flat out charge. I tell people what I charge. You know, if it's 2 hours, boom, $450, $500 an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
And people be like, "Man, well, why so much?" What do you mean, why so much?
Fucking
mariachi band is gonna come in and go out. That's $500 an hour. So
$500
me with a whole
mariachi.
truckload of equipment, and it's less seems like a lot to you. You know what I mean? And it's like, what the fuck? Like,
shit, I need some cousins that play mariachis or something.
yeah, my dad mariachi. Yeah, but yeah, just people definitely have to don't bow down to other people just because someone thinks your work, whether that's art, local artists, whoever. Don't ever, first of all, don't try to ever lowball a local artist in any way, shape, or form. If they have their set price, if they have their margin of within a reasonable doubt, obviously if I don't know how to rap and I'm charging you $200 a feature. What the fuck am I? You know what I mean? No tracks, no nothing. But
yeah, no doubt, bro.
But you have to be, because you're not, trying to lowball fucking Louis Vuitton. You're not trying to lowball Apple when you fucking try to get an iPhone, right?
No.
So why are we doing that? Like I've had the pleasure to work with like Natalie. She did a little bit of art for us. I wasn't fucking out there like, donate me the art. You know what I mean? I flat out like ask her, can you do this for us? What's your quotes? And stuff like that. Like. You have to treat people how you want to be treated.
Absolutely.
And if somebody's putting their time and money into it, don't try to fuck around with people. Like, come on. Like,
people are cheapskates.
That's true.
Know what I mean?
That's
I know
true.
some tight ass people. But they're the ones that got everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a giver. I always break bread, always look out. Fuck, man, I gave out a box of hoodies, maybe, you know what I mean?
Right.
And this shit cost me a lot of money to get these hoodies bought and printed and everything. But, I figured, I love everybody who's around me, family, friends. I mean, and I appreciate everybody that bought them for me and didn't lowball me and bought multiple. I know people wanted one of every color. Like, that was dope. That was, but, you got givers and you got takers, bro. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes I get disappointed because there's more takers than there are givers. And, sometimes, I feel like more people benefit from me and my talents than I do. Most people who come in contact with me, they eat in one form or another, whether it's through networking, utilizing, whatever it may be. And I'm like, damn, it's good because that's what I want. I want people to be able to come around me and level up in some form or another, whether you obtain knowledge, experience, networking, whatever it may be. But I'm just amazed, like, damn, I've put things together for people where they have become so successful, and then they don't even make me a plate. You know what I'm saying?
Right. They just
and
shut
they
the
don't
door
even make
behind
me a tape. A plate, and I'm just, like, okay, whatever. I'm just doing the right thing because that's the kind of person I am.
Right.
But the people who just be like, F you, pay me, you know what I'm saying? Or they want everything they got coming. They the ones that got everything, you know what I mean? And then, like I said, I should never feel bad about doing something good, bro.
You should never. Because you never know who's watching. That's my biggest model too. Is always pretend that somebody's watching you. Not as in like
God's
a God,
watching me.
right?
God,
You know, you want to call it God or you know whatever you want to call it, but you know, always be good because you know you want good things to come back to you,
that's
right?
integrity.
That's the basic integrity, like
Doing the right thing
like,
even when nobody's watching.
I was
the definition of it.
right.
Doing the right thing even when nobody's watching.
Yeah, and I was going over the analytics with Mario the other day for you know like people around us, right? Like Southwest is pretty big, and I was looking at like our downloads for our audio podcast, right? And you would think Detroit would just blow out the water, you know, fucking everything in every location in the world, right? Because where are we known if we're even known, right? Number 2 is fucking Ireland, right? Trailing Detroit, not even like, you know, like 90% listeners and fucking, you know, the rest. No, it's like barely half of the area in Michigan. And then it's fucking the UK. Then it's fucking Belgium. And then like fucking, what was it? Like the Middle East or something like that. Dallas. And it's like, well, what happened to the, you know, the people that want to really support me that are out here in the street saying that they have my back and stuff, you know? I'm not stupid. I'm looking at the numbers. Mm-hmm. So it's like people just, you know, they don't hate in silence, but they definitely don't want to see you succeed unless you prove them wrong. Yeah. So you just got to keep consistency, be good,
love
and share what you got.
Has to be not just in word, but it also in deed. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like they say, love is an action word. Yeah. You know, you have to put work in for that. Mm-hmm. If you love me, show me you love me. Don't just tell me. Yeah. You know, if you support me, that requires action.
Like, literally, simple as that.
Yeah, but it is what it is. Like I said, I'm purpose driven, bro. You know, I'm in tune with God, you know, and you know, I feel like, you know, I'm gonna get everything I got coming. Yeah. You know, and I feel like I deserve a whole lot of shit. So.
And everyone does. Everyone that's listening to this, you know, I appreciate you guys every week. Especially if you guys tune every week to see, you know, Eladio. Like we're really grateful for that, and you know, just keep sharing and liking if you really believe in it, you know, and to just to make you, to give you one of the things that I don't think I've ever told you is, my one time me and my girl were out. I think it was our anniversary dinner, or something like that, right? We were at Texas Roadhouse. And that was right after we had met you, too, where I'm like, oh, dang, he runs a podcast? That's pretty dope. I shit you not, dude. I had your stream in the background when I was having dinner with my girl, like on the side and shit. Damn. You know what I mean? And it's like, I've never physically met you. I'm like, you know, that's dope. He's, man, fucking, you know, he's from the neighborhood. And I think you had Grupo Monte on that time.
Oh,
I had that and I had just met them, too, at that Hip Hop Corrido Fest. And she can, you know, tell you that this is a true story. I used to fucking, you know, have you every Monday religiously.
Damn,
yeah,
bro,
like
that's
every before I started working here, you know.
Thank you,
like,
brother. I appreciate it.
And fucking, man. I used to always had on the radio station, 31.3. I never fucking missed a stream, barely.
Damn.
I used to listen to them on the way to.
That means a lot to me, bro.
I used to listen to them on the way to, you know, to school. I don't go to school anymore, unfortunately, but, you know, like. If you're consistent, you can have people easily fall into that consistency with you. Mm-hmm. And you know, like every Monday, if I wasn't here, I bet you any money I'll still be watching from home, bro. You know, even if it's in the background. And that's what I tell, you know, people that follow me. You don't have to dedicate your life to me. Like I'm not that not that important. But it doesn't hurt to, you know, if you have your phone just fucking laying around, just throw it in the background, you know? Definitely. Fucking some noise, you know, whatever. And that goes a long way to help me without physically, you know, buying a hoodie or a CD.
And you never know what you're going to hear. You know, what we talk about could inspire you, could educate you, could give you an idea that might spark something. You know? But shout out to Grupo Monte, man. DJ, EJ. I mean, man, shout out to my boy Najee, the Ceasefire team. Man, everybody was there, man. Angie Reyes, Lex, everybody, man. Shout out to all y'all, man. It was so good to just, you know, be around just so many talented, good people, man. And shout out to my man Jose Del Valle and Lit Music Entertainment. They threw a dope-ass event, Nike versus Adidas, at Flappers over there in Lincoln Park on Southfield. I loved it, had a good time. Me and my wife were there chilling. I got to see some, you know, good friends, some family. But I could not believe, I swear I could not believe that Nike won over Adidas. I
like
was
Nike.
like, hell
I like
no.
Nike. I'm a
I
Nike
am
person.
full blown. You know me. I keep the Adidas on. You know I'm Yeezy'd up now, but
Oh, is
I
that
love
Yeezy from
Adidas. And I couldn't believe it, bro. I just knew we was gonna win. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But you know they threw a nice little event, man. Shout out to them brothers. DJ Dan, DJ Exotic, DJ Pooh, DJ Pup, man, they had all kinds of DJs, bro, and they was playing all that.
Yeah.
You know, I grew up in the '90s, man,
Right.
so they was playing all that good stuff, bro.
Yeah, no, that's one thing that I always used to see too. On your previous seasons, I would see like the pre-show of your stream. That shit was lit, though. I'm not gonna lie, that shit was pretty lit.
Yeah,
You had like the fucking mixes and stuff right before you started. I'm like, that's pretty dope.
I love my intro that you put together for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That intro is sweet, bro. The graphics, just everything, even Victorino's song.
Hey, shout out to Victorino if he's still watching. I
Yup.
invited him today. He didn't come.
I seen
Whatever.
it. I told him to come over.
You motherfucker. He
Because
promised me too.
I got a
Whenever
gift
you're on
for him.
whenever you're on the Latios podcast, I'm gonna be there with you, bro. Look at that.
He lied to us.
Lying mother. No, I'm just good. I don't want to be too personal.
And I told him I had a gift for him. I swear I gave it to you. I gave it to like 2-3.
No, I think I left it here when you gave it to me. It
Everybody
hasn't left your
forgot
house.
it. Everybody forgot it. I said, man.
You just wait till him comes on and just give it to him.
And I really thought he was gonna come.
Yeah.
But, you know,
That's what he
it is
told
it
me.
is. I'll see him around.
Yeah, no, but yeah, shout out to everybody that supports, anyone else, and it doesn't have to be us. If you support, people that are passionate and people that are small and they want to make something different other than fucking working at McDonald's 9 to 5, just keep supporting that, even if it just goes with a like and a share.
Shit, they said they paying $15 an hour at McDonald's right now.
Oh, we just drove by Del
Shit.
Taco too. Shit, it said 17 and a sign-in bonus.
What?
Fuck,
Yeah,
dude.
leave.
Made me want to leave my job and shit. Go flip some fucking burgers.
Hell yeah, they're gonna have to throw in a tuition and free lunch every day.
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't work in no fast food restaurant.
Man, I'm big now. Imagine
Man,
fucking.
I'll be eating French fries and all kinds of shit. What they said they needed, I'll be eating fries and.
They said they want a medium, not a large. Let me finish half of that, boy.
Hell no, man. But shit, even that Burger King on Burner, man, I can't go there no more.
Every time I go, it's a different crew, bro.
Yeah, I bet, man. That job,
You can
people
cuss them
probably-
out, and they're not gonna remember because you'll be a new person by the time you come back in.
Listen, I do not mess with people who are in the food business.
Hell no.
If I'm at a restaurant, I don't care if it's a drive-through, I am not cussing you out because I don't want nobody shitting or spitting or doing nothing to my food. You know what I'm
That's true.
saying? I'm very polite to people who work in drive-throughs, any of that shit, because I do not play with my
Yeah,
food.
the only ones that really do be dogging though is DoorDash.
Oh, man.
When they fuck up my order, which is at least 3 times a week, easily. Like I order DoorDash every other day almost, but half of the time they fuck up the order, and it's not it's not the driver's fault. There's nothing against the driver, but the restaurant. Oh, I let them have it, bro, because DoorDash will make them fucking restaurants accountable.
Honestly, what's crazy is, bro, we done got like 3 meals delivered to our house and like just dropped off on our porch, and like, no, we never ordered anything. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
So I'm like, oh, somebody's
You're
mad
the-
as hell right
someone's
now,
mad.
bro. You know what I'm saying? But I'll wait just in case they come back. But
Yeah.
shit, after a little 45 minutes go by, 30 minutes, and you ain't realize you got the wrong shit, we done mild that shit. You hear me?
Oh man, that reminds me. One time I fucking order. I think it was Applebee's. It was a big ass dinner, right? Like something I should have probably gone out for. They left it in my fucking neighbor's porch, bro. And by the time I got out there, bro, this motherfucker had already taken it inside.
Oh,
Man, when I tell you I wanted to burn his fucking house to the ground, oh my god.
Hell
But I got
no.
another lunch.
Especially when you got a crave for something.
Hell yeah.
Especially when you craving
Hell
something, definitely. All right, Manny, man. Much love, bro. I'm glad you came, bro. Come back through, bro. But, yeah, bro, let them know, man, where they can find you. Give them all the information so you can, to play the group, to rent the audio, to, be a guest on your podcast. Let them know where they can find you at, bro.
The only thing I'm going to plug is going to be my Instagram. It's pretty simple. Just type in I'm Bryan Ruiz. It's straight to the point. I got everything on my description of the Grupo, the audio, the Legal Aliens. Everything's on there. And maybe a little too much stupid content that I'll be posting.
Bryan with the Y.
Brett's Bryan with the Y, yes, because my parents didn't know any
And
better.
don't ask why.
And
They named you Bryan.
yeah, but yeah, yeah, no. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Or look up, Grupo Contagio on Facebook. I think that's on Facebook too. But Instagram is normally what I'm focusing right now, at least.
Shout out to my moms. She been whipping up for us. Made these good burritos, this Mexican
burritos.
rice.
I'm taking some home.
Definitely, you could take some with you.
Yeah.
My mom always whips up. I love you, Mom. Appreciate you. Definitely grateful for everything you do. Shout out to LA Landscaping, my brother. Shout out to my sister-in-law at Babe Cave Downriver. Guys Pizza, Legendary Barber Lounge, Classics Barber, like all my people who doing their thing. Ceasefire, DHDC, everybody who a part of my world, man. I love you guys, and keep up the good work. And for everybody who's sharing, subscribing, tuning in, tapping in, all that good stuff, thank you. I appreciate you. Let's keep it moving, man. I'll see you guys next Monday at 9 o'clock.
I want to shout out to the Legal Aliens in the back of the camera.
Definitely.